Did you know that your subconscious mind is trying to keep you exactly where you are right now? So despite your desires, despite everything that you want to manifest or the things that you want to have in your life, its job, your subconscious mind, its job is to keep the status quo, to keep you exactly where you are right now. So why would it do that? Well, I'm going to move on to that in a second, but I'm just going to introduce myself. My name is Karen Lanou from Live a No Limits Life, and I've been doing this work for a very long time. And I work with individuals who are really just very goal-oriented and wanting to manifest their dream life or their dream job, dream business. And I also work with individuals who are very high net worth individuals who have 6, 7, 8, 9-figure incomes or businesses. And you know what? It's the same for everybody. What the difference is for those people who have done very well in their life and their business is that they have started to master this information and master their subconscious mind. So they are creating the life of their dreams. So why does our subconscious mind actually want to keep us stuck where we are? Well, the fact of the matter is that you're safe at this very moment. In this moment, right now, there isn't a bear trying to eat you. There isn't a car or a truck or a train that's trying to is barreling towards you. So right now, whatever is going on, even though you may not like it, it's trying to keep you where you are. And so how does it do that? Well, what happens is that it creates fear. It creates a fear or self-doubt. And when you are in that fear or self-doubt, what happens is that it's just like it raises a little flag just saying, are you sure? Do you really know what you're doing? I don't think you should do that. Is this really a good idea? Remember so-and-so, they did that and it turned out terribly. Or remember that time when you did this thing and it was a disaster. It's not taking into account that you've changed, that you know how to do things differently now, that you learn from that situation. No, it is not taking that into account at all. It just is trying to, again, its job is to maintain the status quo and keep you exactly where you are. And so again, these little thoughts of fear or doubt or worry, which I call the Trinity of Trouble, they start to pop up all over the place. And they can be very subtle or they can be very loud. And what happens is every time you stop yourself, every time you go to take action and you stop because it's like, oh, well, right, I did this before, it didn't work out. I don't know, things are pretty good. You know, I am very grateful for where I am right now. And so we start to have this inner conversation about the doubt and the fear, and we start to justify this. And again, that is the subconscious's job to do, is again, to keep you right there. And so you'll also get these messages in your mind, which just go, yeah, that's right. Just stay where you are. Everything is good. You don't really want that really cool job, or because you don't know, maybe it'll be worse, right? Or, you know, if you're going to make more money, then you're going to have to do way more, work way harder, which is not the truth necessarily, right? And it's going to come up with all these reasons about why you shouldn't take those steps. And it's very clever in the fact that it's not only just in your mind, but what happens is there's that part of your mind, it's called the reticular activating system. So anything you're starting to focus on, and again, if your subconscious mind, if you're letting it run rampant, and that voice, that inner voice run rampant, what it will show up is you'll see posts on the internet, or you'll see articles or news, or you'll hear a conversation at the grocery store where somebody's talking about that exact thing. That, oh yeah, well, Sally, she tried this and that didn't work out so good for her. So, if she had just stayed where she was, she'd be in a much better place. Has that ever happened to you? Well, that's your reticular activating system at work. And it's working against you because you're letting your focus actually focus on what your subconscious mind wants you to focus on, which is the fear, doubt, and worry. How you start to take that over is to start focusing on what it is that you want and start imagining the best possible outcome. And you want to be feeling that in your, you want this to be a whole body feeling where it's like, yes, I just got this job, or yes, I got these clients, and they're, wow, I'm getting paid all this money, or I'm loving doing this work, or I really wanted to move. I wanted to move apartments or homes, and I just have this amazing feeling about what that feels like. And the more you can be in that state, and then start to see the incremental steps, things that just start showing up, these synchronicities. So there's same kind of synchronicities that that were at work with for you for the negative. Now what you're doing is you're getting your reticular activating system to work for you. And again, that's when everything starts to change. That's when things really start to move and work differently. And in fact, now, this is how I would describe it, is that it's those synchronicities, but what it's doing is it's shifting and moving you onto different timelines. Seeing every moment, you have a choice. You have the ability to go left or go right or left, left or right. You have the choice to say yes or no. You have a choice to focus on what it is that you want. And every time you do that, you focus on what lights you up versus what drags you down. Again, that fear, doubt, and worry, that Trinity of Trouble. Every time you take the more positive path for you, the more your life starts to shift, increment by increment by increment. I was telling a story to my group the other day about years ago. Jeff and I, we would imagine winning the lottery, the jackpot. And we thought about all the things that we would get. It was like, we'd get this new car, we'd get this house, we would go on these trips, we'd do all these different things. Well, these things would excite us, and we would focus on them. And when you hear me, if you ever hear me talk about focus on the frequency, that's what we were doing. We were focusing on the frequency of that particular thing that we wanted to be, do, or have. We were focusing on the frequency of that. And then as such, what it did is it kept moving our life and us into timelines where those things already existed. And so, did we get that house? Yes, we lived in amazing houses. We had amazing vehicles. We had amazing experiences on an ongoing basis. And it was because that's what our focus was. So whatever it is that you're feeling in this moment now, and most of your moments, is drawing you directly to the timeline where that exists. And so we didn't win the lottery, but we got most of those things, a lot of those things. Are we still doing this? Absolutely. And our life continues to shift and change towards the thing we want. Now, also, there's been times for us as well where we haven't had the right focus, and things would go a little sideways. We always knew what to do next, which was to move back into focusing on the frequency of what it is that we wanted, and things just got better and better and better. So again, coming back to the beginning, your subconscious mind is wanting to keep the status quo. Your job is to be the director of your life and to work in harmony with your higher self, or source, or God, or angels, whatever that is for you, whatever you feel that higher organizing power is for you, is that you are actually moving in harmony with it, and you're going with the flow, and keep moving towards and keep choosing the things that make you feel really good. You will hear me in virtually all my videos talk about following the energy, following what lights you up, follow what excites you, follow what intrigues you, follow what you find interesting. Those are all little clues that are leading us to the very things that we want in our life. And again, because we focus on that, our reticular activating system keeps noticing those things around in our environment. And so then your job is just to take inspired action. So the moment you get this idea, it's like, I need to go take action on this, you will be rewarded, right? It's like, oh yeah, that takes me to this, that takes me to the next thing, that takes me to the next thing. This is what I did years ago with my podcast, The Law of Attraction Tips. This was back in 2006. I started to learn about podcasting. It wasn't easy to do, but I just wanted to get out information about the law of attraction. And I just thought everybody in the world needed to know this. And so I just developed a podcast. I didn't know anything about marketing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yet my podcast shot right to the top of the charts and stayed there, quite honestly, in the top 10 in self-help on iTunes for 13 years. This is what happens when you start taking inspired action. And it works. It just works. So this is what I want for you today. Pay attention to what's showing up. Pay attention to the things that you really truly want in your life, and then notice how the fear, doubt, and worry comes up. It's not true. Those things are not true. Again, that's just your subconscious mind wanting to keep you where you are. That's when you kind of go, thank you, I acknowledge that. Thank you, subconscious mind. But I'm just gonna mosey on over here. I'm gonna go do and focus on the thing that I want instead. And get excited about it. Feel the feelings, feel how it feels, feel the sensation in your body and how that feels. And the more that you do that, the more you just get excited, fired up about the very things that you really want in your life. And then pay attention to, oh, I'm gonna take this action. Even if it doesn't, even taking that action feels like it has nothing to do whatsoever with what it is that you're going for. It just means that it could be, it's moving you towards a person that you need to meet or some information that you need to have. So take that action. It's inspired action. Don't take action just for action's sake. Don't do things just because they're busy work. That is a trap that a lot of people fall into. You don't want to do that. So keep doing this, keep moving, get inspired, follow it. Don't listen to the fear, doubt, and worry. Just, you can be aware of it. I mean, there are red flags that you have to be aware of. But then again, it's starting to discern what is red flag and what is actual just my subconscious mind trying to keep me small. And when you do that and you start taking action, start noticing that, start celebrating that, and soon enough, you're going to have taken a quantum leap in a very short period of time when things have been the same for such a very, very long time. So I'm going to leave you with that for today. If you have any comments or questions, just pop that in wherever you're watching this, and like and subscribe or follow, whatever it is. And I'd love to hear from you. And I just want you to go out and live a no limits day. All right. See you soon.